Hey guys, so sorry about the wind, but today we are at our shop. In a previous video, Chuck explained that we were gonna remodel the house. However, plans changed and, life happens. So we kind of ended up the gutting process. It was in really, really bad shape, so we had to gut it when we first got here. This would be the living room we're stepping into. We've got some of our personal storage over here and then some other things that are to be repurposed later. But we do kind of find it comical that during the filming of that movie, this is what the house looked like on the inside. They just covered the windows with lace curtains on the far side of the house so that they could block out all of the clutter and storage, etc. But it was funny because as their prop guys were inside the house, they were like, oh my gosh, this stuff is amazing. And oh my gosh, can we buy this and that? And so anyway, but here's a bunch of the furniture. So the reason I'm showing you guys this is we are getting ready for the Oklahoma 100-mile yard sale very, very soon. And so in the next couple of weeks, we have to clear this space because what we're going to do is open the house up for kind of like a open house moving sale situation for us. And we're going to let people come through here. So what I just showed you a minute ago was we came into the living and then I panned to the first bedroom. And then here is the arch. And that leads into the dining room. We had big plans for it. It was going to be gorgeous and definitely an addition to our small town. However, life takes you where it takes you. And apparently our ultimate destination is not here in Fairfax. So anyway, but yeah, so we're going to be part of the 100-mile yard sale. For several reasons. First of all, to help bring buyers to the town for locals that are also wanting to sell pieces and have garage sales and whatnot. As a business, we thought we would have one too and offer that free advertisement to get people coming this way. You guys, this is not as bad as it looks, I promise. Behind that is the kitchen, which is terrible. We were going to have to completely gut this space, but we hadn't gotten there yet. These are all boxes that haven't been broken down and they're just kind of stacked up, and underneath them is a dresser. Lots of shipments coming in and different things, so that's that. And again, this, like Chuck said in the previous video, is his mess.
Not to mention, I made most of the mess, so there's that.
So we're moving from the dining into the kitchen now. I have come over here multiple times and organized, but organization is not Chuck's strong suit or skill at all. So this is a piece that I have got to remove from this space so that I can get it complete. That's actually the top piece. to this lower piece that I started a couple years ago, and then it froze, and we don't have electricity to this property. So we weren't able to keep it heated, and it kind of was a sudden freeze situation on us. So this would be what would have been kind of the breakfast nook of the house. And then over here is where the washer and dryer sat. But this area here would have been where that breakfast nook was. So, and then panning over here off of that is a little sunroom over here. And as you can see, we have tons and tons of pieces that have either been given to us or, you know, kind of just donated to be upcycled because they didn't have use for them and they knew that we could do something with them. We've just been blessed, truly blessed with so many that it looks like a bad case of hoarders, but I promise it's not. And Bo mentioned in a previous video, did you guys catch her? There's her reflection. She's right there. She's actually over there. But we mentioned in a previous video, several videos, that we're moving, for those who don't know, and not super soon. So we have time to get this property sold, and by the grace of God, we already have somebody who actually wants it in the condition that it is in, because his plan is to continue gutting it and turn it possibly into a business for himself. So anyway, there's the sunroom. And then panning this way, this is an addition that was added on in 1999. And yes, it has a glass business type door there. And it is 4 steps down. And this is where I turned this space into a temporary little kind of shop. And we've got a bunch of stuff in disarray over here. Chuck and the girls came in here and dusted and did a lot of cleanup for me because we had a sawdust catastrophe. But anyway, my reasoning for being in here today, what we're doing today is we're going to get this property organized so that it is not only prepared for the 100-mile yard sale, but it is also prepared for me to have a workstation in here to work on larger pieces, which we have never had, because we've had so much given and, you know, projects and remodels and so many things going on. There's just 2 of us and so much to do. But anyway, what we're going to do is this will no longer be a temporary shop, which breaks my heart because so many people that came in here loved it. But we're going to be consolidating everything that we are taking with us when we move to this back space over here. And then just past that partly demoed wall is a small office, and we'll head over there. But in that space is going to be storage just for things that's going to go with us when we move. But in here, I'm going to open up, it's got this linoleum tile and concrete floors, which is great for projects. I'm going to open up this space for larger projects, and here we're going to be doing our Etsy photography station. And I'm just going to set up my display right in front of there so that I can get all of my Etsy pieces photographed and ready to go up on the Etsy shop. And then, let me not pan too fast. Back behind Bo in that sunroom, we're going to clear all of that out. What's going for sale will go in those front rooms that we're going to open up for the 100-mile yard sale. And then that space will be designated specifically for all Etsy pieces that are waiting to be sold. So again, just to wrap all that up for you guys. Yeah. So in the front bedroom, living room, and dining room, that will be where the larger pieces go for the 100-mile yard sale that we're not taking with us when we move, that we plan to get rid of before we leave. That small space in there will be designated specifically for Etsy sales that are waiting to be sold. This space will now become my work area for doing larger furniture pieces and projects, as well as my temporary photography station for the Etsy shop. And then the back space, there's this back room here that's an office space that we had that for a little while. And then you can see a closet door. That dark thing right there is a closet door, and on the other side is also a closet through that passway. These were pieces that needed to be worked into inventory for the shop space. So lots of different goodies. An antique couch I'm working on, a piano that I'm going to redo. This is an old 1800 steamer trunk. And then this one, you guys, is amazing. It's from a paratrooper from World War II. So it's actually a wooden trunk. Anyway, sorry, I get distracted on the goodies. But so this space, which like I said was once an office, that's where my desk was till Chuck kind of took over. But anyway, that's where my desk was. And so those two closets, they've got some goodies in them that will come out. This will all become more packed up and organized storage for our big move. And then there's another little hidey hole type room built off the side. You guys, please ignore, this house was in really, really, really bad shape when we got it, and we have not demoed back here. So the writing on the wall, that's not us. These symbols, that's not us. So we just kind of have made do because it was just kind of such a fast buy, and then God just started pouring out blessings as far as inventory and antiques and things. And so anyway, we are where we are. But so temporarily right now I have a lot of crafting supplies as well as photography equipment in here, because as many of you know, I shot professional photography for 13 plus years. So that's kind of over in this corner. And then here's a good example of bulk blessing up against that wall over there. I don't know if you guys can see them, but that is a stack of windows. And there's a massive stack of windows over here. We just got them all at one time. And it was just like, you know, you don't say no to antique windows. So anyway, but this space will get cleared out. What goes to garage sale will go to garage sale. What goes to flea market will go to flea market. And then this is a big walk-in closet. And I don't have my flash on right now, but it is full of lumber, bits and pieces. So I promise it is an organized mess. It doesn't look that way, but isn't that everybody's organized mess? We all make messes, and they're organized for us, but most people can't make much sense of them. So, and then back here, that is a new barrier that Chuck hung up between his wood shop, and there's Shop Dog's gate to keep him out of Mama's Antiques area. But as you can see, it's open right now because he passed through there earlier, but he put that up hopefully to help a little bit better with the sawdust. So, but now that I'm turning my space into a shop, it really won't matter as much. So there's not any doors hung on this one or Chuck's. So it's just, this is another addition as well. I know you guys can tell a difference between the tile and how wide that doorway is, like compared to my hand, okay? Because this is actually an exterior wall. From the history we were told about the property, it is very old. And if you look at the framing here, okay, all these 2x4s are from 1999 when they decided to board up the original doorway, which is slightly taller even than the one that they put in. But like I said, this space was an addition. Remember when we were coming down those stairs over there, I told you this part was built in 1999. So the original house was built in the early 1900s. And from the rumor in town that I heard from a gentleman here that is in his, roughly his 80s now, this doorway is the original front door to the original porcelain shop in Fairfax, Oklahoma. So a fun little snippet of history there. And so everything, this doorway did not exist, and everything past here would have been the porcelain shop. So we're not going to go back into Chuck's space right now because there's no, like I said, no electricity, so the lights aren't ran back there right now. But yeah, I thought that was really, really cool. And then let me try to pan over here to this window. So you can see the cellar. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get you a clear shot, but straight out there is our big empty lot. And that lot, a few years back, we had a 56 by 32 foot organic garden. Sorry, I'm stepping over things. Oh. And that garden was, when we tilled it up, a friend of ours came over and tilled it roughly about 2 foot down and flipped the soil and, you know, was prepping the soil for the garden. And in that soil was so much glass that it was insane. Like, but there was pottery, there was porcelain with patterns, there was like glass in every color you could imagine. And so that never made any sense to us until we were finally told what that was. And so anyway, we thought that was pretty cool. You gotta love that small town history. So anyway, all right guys, I'm not gonna do too much time lapsing on you, hopefully, but I am going to go ahead and stop this one for a minute, and we'll come back in just a little bit and show you guys some progress. All right. Bo's ready to get to work, huh, Bo?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so quick update. We are getting quite a bit done. Buggy is suffering from allergies today, but she's been a big help. We are consolidating right this second all of our smaller pieces so that they can get ready to go on the Etsy shop. We've got glasswares, some pottery and stoneware. Over here, Buggy has consolidated all of the enamel. And a big change is, yay, we have some moving space because we are quickly getting our photography area set up. So it should be pretty easy to transfer all of these bits on the shelf, hi girls, to this area for picture purposes. And then, like I said, those things will head to the sunroom area to be stored until sold. So anyway, we are getting some stuff done. We'll be back. Okay guys, so another quick update. This is where we have gotten. As far as making space and prep for the garage sale and pieces that I need to work on. The doors got put back on the lockers. Those will be going with us when we move. I'm going to completely redo them into a piece of furniture. There were two trunks stacked on top of each other here. There's one here now and one here. Those are also going to get completely upcycled for the girls' bedrooms. We consolidated most of the shop pieces onto that shelf, which will all be cataloged for the Etsy shop. And just ignore the mess going on at that end of the room because we will get to that tomorrow. And then the things here on this center table, which I absolutely adore, it's going to be refaced for a breakfast table later when we get ready or closer to moving. So again, this is our photography space. That's a dresser that's going to be redone. One room at a time. This is where we will be ending this evening. But tons of space now, and things are prepped and ready for tomorrow. There we go. These things are going to be taken off this table, and that's where I will be able to lift up larger pieces to work while we get ready for the 100-mile yard sale, as well as up and until we move. So anyway, lots more to do. We'll update you again later.